When you think about boosting your immune system or even improving your gut health, you immediately turn to vitamin C or drinking some bone broth. But what you may have never considered is how you can drink kefir in order to accomplish this. In this video, we're going to talk about the benefits of kefir, and I'm going to make the case as to why kefir may be more beneficial than taking a probiotic supplement. And if you're somebody who is sensitive to dairy, don't worry, I'm going to show you a workaround in this video. So stick around to the end. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and as always, it's a pleasure to be here with you and hanging out with you in this video. So let's go ahead and first talk about what kefir is. Kefir is made when you take milk and you put kefir grains into it, and it makes a yogurt-like substance a little bit thicker, and it's going to have a lot more benefits. It's going to have more strains of probiotics and also a lot more health benefits to your entire body. You can also make kefir by putting kefir grains into water and then putting some flavorings into it, which we'll talk about a little bit further in just a minute. So first, let's talk about some of the benefits that kefir has to offer. First of all, it's going to be a powerhouse for improving your gut health. Loaded with probiotics, it also is going to help with your digestive balance, reducing bloating, reducing gas, and also supporting you if you're suffering from something like IBS. You're going to find that it boosts your immunity. Kefir is awesome because it strengthens your immune system by strengthening your gut. Most of your immune system is located within your gut, and when your gut is strong, robust, and healthy, your immune system often is too. You're also going to find bioactive compounds in kefir that's going to help fight off harmful bacteria, which would otherwise drag your immune system down. Kefir is going to help you build strong bones as it's loaded with calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and K2, which are all very important for improving bone density. It helps with heart health. It's been shown to help lower blood pressure and also balance your cholesterol. You're going to find that kefir will improve your brain health, specifically your mood. The reason that this happens is because there's something called the gut-brain axis. When your gut's healthy, your brain's healthy, and your brain will struggle whenever your gut is in an unhealthy place. So kefir is going to improve your gut health through your microbiome, and in turn you're going to have a better mood, you have more mental clarity, and also it helps reduce anxiety as well, which is very important for so many people today. Kefir is going to have an anti-inflammatory benefit from it and also antibacterial properties. You're going to get this through something called kefirin, which is a unique polysaccharide shown to reduce inflammation and fight harmful microbes in the gut. So this is awesome for that purpose. Now let's go back to the case I made where, you know what, kefir may actually be more beneficial than taking a probiotic supplement. Well, here's the thing. Kefir contains about 30 to 60 more strains of beneficial bacteria than your average probiotic supplement that's sold at a grocery store. And I'm of the belief that many of the different probiotics sold in your typical stores are junk to begin with. Many of the strains are going to be dead before you even get the chance to utilize them. So this is a real problem. Now, kefir is interesting specifically because it has live active cultures which are going to better colonize the gut, especially because of their natural coating, the food that they're in. In contrast, where a lot of the probiotic supplements are freeze-dried and they don't hold up to getting through the stomach acid effectively, therefore a lot of them die off ever before you can use them. You're also going to find that kefir contains fats, proteins, and other nutrients, and it has that natural packaging which is going to help the probiotic survive digestion, and this is going to improve the effectiveness and also support your gut health. And this is one of the reasons kefir is so good. Now, I'm of the belief that taking a probiotic supplement is still beneficial. I do every day because I can't always make sure that I'm drinking kefir every day or eating a probiotic rich food. So a probiotic supplement is a great way for me to ensure that my gut health is always on the up and up. And what I'll do is I'll share a link in the description below to the quality probiotic that I use, because as I mentioned before, many of them are not good quality. However, if you get one that has diverse strains of microbes in it, you're going to find that it does exactly what you want it to. So it's always good to have a good probiotic around. But the fact is that when you're using kefir, you're going to get a very diverse strain of microbes, and you can utilize fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi and some of these other beneficial fermented foods in order to get good strains of bacteria as well. So this is one of the reasons that I can make the argument that kefir is way better than most probiotics that are on the market. So the next question would be, well, who would actually benefit from drinking kefir the most? Well, somebody who has weakened immunity, somebody who gets frequent infections, or if you are someone who is suffering from a gut condition, whether it's like IBS or irritable bowel disease, these are all reasons to drink kefir. Or if you're someone who is recently recovering from an illness or recently taken antibiotics antibiotics. Whenever you take an antibiotic, it wipes out all the different microbes in your body, which unfortunately leaves the opportunity for opportunistic pathogens to thrive. So therefore, if you were to drink some kefir, it's going to be very beneficial for you, especially after going and utilizing antibiotics. I mean, you would actually, in that case, probably want to stack a probiotic with something like kefir in order to get the most benefit. Now, if you're someone who has just gut imbalances and gut struggles all the time, kefir in general will probably help balance things out for you. But the question becomes also, is how much should you drink of it? Well, you want to start out really slow with drinking kefir, because if you drink too much too fast, it's probably going to cause a lot of digestive upset. So you're going to want to start with just like 100 milliliters a day, and then you could slowly increase that to 200 and 250 milliliters, and even go up all the way to 500 milliliters per day. Now, on the topic of drinking kefir for maximum benefit, the key here is consistency. It's been shown that drinking a little bit every day is far better than drinking a large amount of it every once in a while. So a little bit every day is really beneficial for your overall gut health, and especially if you have young children, it's a great way to get lots of good probiotics in their system without them actually taking a probiotic. But there's a few things you should be mindful of, because like with anything, there's always a few downfalls. The first thing I want to point out is if you're someone who is sensitive to dairy, you're probably already throwing up the alarm flags going, I can't possibly have kefir. Well, interestingly enough, the one thing that's different about kefir than regular dairy is that it has a lot of beneficial bacteria and even yeast in it that can help break down the milk proteins. It'll also help you digest it better. And the microbes in kefir actually consume a large portion of the lactose within it, the milk sugar. So therefore, there's not even that much lactose in it. And I say all of this to say that if you're someone who suffers from an allergy or sensitivity to milk, you actually may tolerate kefir. And so it is something that is worth a try. Now, if you're someone who avoids milk altogether and you can't drink kefir, you know, well, there's something else you can do here. You can actually opt out for water kefir. You can make water kefir in your home, and it's actually delicious. It's something that we made in my home for many years. And just in the process of doing this video, I've been thinking to myself, we need to start making it again, because you can make water kefir and you can add some stevia to it, and you can add some different flavorings to it. I know we used to make one that tasted like cream soda, and it was fantastic. So there's a lot of different variations you can make of water kefir, and that is something that I know that we enjoyed in my house for many years, and I'd really like to get back into. Now, if you're getting some temporary bloating and gas and digestive irritation while drinking kefir, just back off of it a little bit, drink a little bit less, and then slowly increase over time and see if that fixes the problem. Sometimes when you hear about the benefits of kefir, you jump all in drinking an enormous amount of it, and then as a result, you get this irritation. You go, oh, I can't drink this. Well, the key is to start really slow and then slowly increase, and then of course, never drink too much, because that may always lead to a little bit of irritation. Now, another thing to watch out for is if you're someone who is very sensitive to histamines. If you have a histamine intolerance problem, you should be careful when drinking kefir, because it could cause, just some irritation. It causes some rashes and some different things to flare up in your body. And so therefore, watch out. This is just in general fermented food thing. If you're someone who has a histamine intolerance and you get big negative reactions whenever you have histamine rich foods, then just be aware of this as a potential problem. Now, the next thing to be aware of is a lot of the kefir in the store has a lot of sugar in it in many cases, okay? If you want to get the best kefir, you're either gonna wanna get unsweetened kefir, or you just make it in the comfort of your home. And this is how you're going to get that quality benefit that kefir has to offer, but without the bad parts like the added sugar, okay? And if you're someone who is not a fan of that unsweetened kefir, there's a few things that you can do. You can always go in and add berries, you can add cinnamon, and if you're wanting to just add a little bit of natural sweetener, you could always blend it up with some honey, because honey is very gut healing as well. So I'm a big fan of using that, especially when somebody is suffering with gut issues. So there you have it. This is the benefit of kefir, and if you're someone who wants to still add a quality probiotic to your daily routine like I do, I put the link in the description below to the quality probiotic that has a big diversity of strains, but also very effective. Thanks for hanging out with me in this video. I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and I look forward to seeing you in this video over here next.